Under item B, that should read senior bus mechanic, so I would propose that change.
I move to approve the minutes with the change to senior bus mechanic.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
So in front of you there, you should see the signal technician job description. The reason why we're bringing it to you is because we honestly haven't hired a signal technician in quite some time. And every time that we update a position description, we want to make sure that we're bringing it forth. So the portions of it that we've updated have been highlighted. And with your approval, we will then put it out and start our recruitment process. So I can go ahead and read those. The first is provides emergency response to reported malfunctioning equipment occurring after work hours as required and restores system to operation while providing for the safety of the public. This includes but is not limited to after hour, weekend, and holiday standby. That's correct. So that was not in the previous position description. At all of the position descriptions that, especially in public works, that deal with the public do have this clause included, but because we haven't hired this position in quite some time, we wanted to make sure that we updated this position description with this clause included.
What other changes are there in that update?
In the back, you'll see under qualifications, it says must obtain within the first 2 years of employment an International Municipal Signal Association Level 1 certification. Level 2 certification must be obtained within the time constraints given by the IMSA and retained throughout duration of employment. So again, these are just changes within the job market for this specific position that haven't been updated over the years. And so this certification is necessary for this specific position. So we would like to include these certifications as well.
One quick housekeeping item. I just got a note from upstairs where they're recording. If we could remember to push to talk, because if your mic isn't on, then they can't hear you on the recording, please. Thank you.
Right. It should be the bottom. Is this a union job?
It is.
And all of these things have been presented to the union? And
Our union representatives are here, are present currently.
they're okay with all these additions?
Would you actually mind coming up here and approving it on the mic so that we have that on the record? Thank you.
Steve Kepi, Chief Steward, Teamsters 238. We do not have any issues with the changes to the job title description at this time, or at all, really. It's straightforward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. For old business,
I'm sorry, can we go back and under that item, could you take a formal action there just to approve it?
is this ready for approval?
Yeah, I think we were proposing it today as ready to go, and then if you approve it, then we will post it and start the recruitment.
Okay. Need a motion?
Move approval of the suggested signal technician description.
Seconded.
I forgot to do that.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. See there's none, it so moves, carries. Now the old business. Rules and regulations update.
Yes, so our team has been working on this project over the last couple of months. I had originally planned to bring forward about 10 rules to today's meeting to go through, but with Cassandra's appointment terminating and with the new person not quite on yet, but they will be here at the May meeting, and then with Paul out, we thought it would be best just to wait until the May meeting to present these.
Thank you.
Yep.
Certification list.
All right. So in front of you, you have all of the lists, and so I'm just going to go through those as we see fit. So the first is the mechanic, diesel, and car. Move this a little closer here. And just some process overview. It's an entry-level position in the fleet division of Public Works. It was a practical exam was given, and it's worth 100%. All candidates were sent background check investigation invitations. The list is ready for certification, and we've also provided the starting salary, as well as with the longevity of it. So for this position, we had 10 applicants. 10 applicants were sent notification of testing date and time. 3 did not show for the practical exam. 4 actually failed the practical exam, and the 3 passed the practical exam. So with the 3 that passed the practical exam, we had 3 that were sent background checks. 2 passed, and I do want to say that in this specific situation, the one that technically didn't pass, it wasn't because their background check came bad inappropriately. It was because they actually decided to pull from the process at that time. So that's where we lost that person. So that's why we have 2 people on the certification list today.
Are there any questions on that one?
No.
Okay.
Move to the next.
All right. The next one we have is the senior bus mechanic. This one was an entry-level position again in the fleet department. The practical exam, once again, was worth 100%. Same type of process. All candidates were sent the background check invitation. The list is ready to be certified today, and we've provided the salary range. So for this one, we had 5 applicants. 5 were sent notification of the testing date and time. 1 did not show for the exam, 1 failed the exam, and then 3 passed the exam. 3 were sent to the background portion, 3 passed the background portion, and that's why we have 3 on the certification list today for your approval.
Any questions? Okay. Digital media coordinator?
All right. So with the digital media coordinator, this was an entry-level position in administration upstairs. We gave a practical exam that was worth 100%. Same type of process. All candidates were sent a background check investigation invitation. We have the list ready for certification today, and we've provided the salary there for you. This was a little bit of a larger process than the last 2. We've had 75 applicants. 55 applicants were sent part 2 of the application, so we had a supplemental questionnaire that basically just validated their qualifications to move on to the next step. 38 responded and moved on to the practical exam. From that point, 5 withdrew from the practical exam. 3 did not schedule their exam by the set deadline. 1 was not willing to relocate to Iowa, so they contacted us to pull out. 17 failed the practical exam, meaning that they scored below a 70%, and 12 passed the practical exam, meaning that they scored above a 70% to be put on the list. So with today then, we had 12 applicants were sent a background check. During that process, someone had withdrawn. So it wasn't, again, because their background check had failed. It was simply because they had decided at that point that this wasn't the best time in their life to transition should they be offered the position. 11 passed, and that's why we have 11 on the list today for your approval.
Any questions? Okay. And the last is lead forestry tech.
Okay. So our lead forestry technician position, it was a promotional in the forestry division. 100% was the interview. So we interviewed all candidates. The list is ready for certification, and we've provided the salary. So we had 6 applicants for this specific position. All 6 were invited to participate in the interview, and I'm happy to report that all 6 passed the interview process. So that was good to see. 6 are on the list today for certification.
Any questions? No? Okay. You have those.
Yeah, our city legal, just as a reminder, has requested that even though you are signing the certification list, that you still take a formal action at the meeting that says that you approve these lists. So it'd be fine for today, since you approved them all, just to approve them in one grouping.
I move to approve the certification list, all 4 of them.
Second.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
So moved. No opposing. Any other business? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
These are the shortest meetings I've
Yeah, that's the one you want, though.